Hey guys, what's up? JK with PornReboot here on the way back from the gym. This is a quick message for those of you who are professionals, those of you who are established in your career, who are still stuck in your behavior with compulsive masturbation and compulsive pornography use. There is a belief that I've noticed in many men who have established themselves in business and their careers. You worked really hard, you went to school for many years, or you started from nothing, and you're pretty proud of your accomplishments in life. You look at yourself, you look at your home, you look at your family, you look at your career, and you're like, man, I worked really hard to get here. It took a lot of work, it took a lot of self-discipline. I have a tremendous work ethic. I had and I still have a tremendous work ethic. I'm looked up to in my community as a role model. Like, everyone is like, man, this guy has his life together. Hardworking guy. Great. That's wonderful that you have all those things. The problem is that holds you back in your recovery. That holds you back because you believe that what got you to where you are in life, all the adversities that you had to overcome to become whatever your version of successful is, you believe that those qualities are going to help you and your behavior with porn and masturbation. The hard work, the work ethic, the focus, the sacrifice. And yes, on the surface, when you look at it via the lens of common sense, it does seem like that. It seems like, hey, you know what? I can overcome any behavior. Perhaps you used to be lazy. Perhaps you didn't feel like staying up late at nights to work a little bit more, or learn a little bit more about your craft, or put in long hours sharpening your specific skill set. And then you overcame that. You were like, yeah, I got disciplined, I used my willpower, and I became better at this particular skill. And then you become confused when you try to overcome your behavior with porn and masturbation, because you're like, I'm putting in all this work, I'm applying my willpower to it, I'm doing my best, I'm really working hard at this, I'm reading the books, I'm doing all these little things with my habits to try and change them, but I still can't overcome it. It is time for you to accept the fact that if you've been struggling with this for years and years and years, some men who work with me are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, and they have been trying to end this behavior for over 20 years. In that time, they have gone from nothing to upper middle class. A fraction of them have become extremely wealthy. Many of them have just accomplished amazing things in their life. They've transformed their bodies, they've overcome disease. Really, they've overcome a lot of things. But they still can't shake their behavior with pornography and masturbation. It requires a different mindset. It requires a paradigm shift. What got you to where you are in life is not going to get you free from porn and masturbation. And the sooner you can accept that fact, the sooner you can begin to make that mindset shift, which is going to help you overcome this. Your work ethic plays a role, your self-discipline, your focus, all those things, your persistence, those things play a role in your recovery. But you're going to need a system. You're going to need to understand certain things, such as the pain that you might be medicating. You're going to need to, on a deeper level, understand your triggers. Not like, oh yeah, JK, I know what triggers me and I've been working on that for a long time. No, you have to get deeper than that. Many of you do not want to face your emotions. Just because you know what triggers you does not mean that the problem is solved. Sometimes there is an unresolved issue that you cannot solve on your own, brother. You're going to need somebody to help you to get there. The funny thing is, many of you who have worked very hard to get to where you are today, many of you had a mentor who got you there. Many of you had somebody older, somebody more established in the business. Many of you are part of different mastermind groups that helped you become successful, that helped you climb the ladder in your field. But for this problem in your life, you're like, oh no, it's a private issue. I don't need a mastermind, I don't need a mentor. I urge you to reconsider that, because personally, I would not have gotten where I am today in my recovery without mentors. And I really had to tame my ego, put that ego down, humble myself and go like, wow, I'm gonna need to talk to somebody to help me to move past this. Because some of you, everything else in your life is so amazing. This is just the one thing that dampens all your success. What is the point of having achieved so much, living the American dream or whatever kind of dream it is that you're living, only to wake up every morning feeling like shit because last night you masturbated for 2 hours to pornography? Or to go to your office in the morning, first thing in the morning before everybody comes in, masturbate and watch porn. Doing it in the middle of the day, you know? Objectifying the women who work with you. Objectifying women in your office, sexualizing them, you know? Coming home and having the option of having sex with your committed partner who's been with you for years, and instead you want to masturbate to some woman you saw at work or some woman at the gym. All right? So the point of this is, there has to be a paradigm shift. Your hard work, your work ethic, your discipline, all those wonderful qualities are not enough to help you beat this behavior. You need a system. A good place to start is in our new Facebook group. This is a new Facebook group for men who are over the age of 30 and who are a little bit more established in their lives and their careers, typically married. You don't want your name to be out there, something a little bit more private and discreet, where you would like to be around men who are of your own demographic. There's a link to the Facebook group in the description below. It's a free group, it's absolutely free, but everybody who is allowed into the group has to go through a screening process, because so far, the men who are in this group have a very strong need for privacy. So there will be a short interview process before you can enter the group, but it's a good place to go in and start off with the basics, like getting yourself an accountability partner and learning the basics of the system that it takes to overcome this behavior. And once you've gotten a taste of the system and you realize that, oh, okay, there's a much simpler way to do it, and this doesn't need to be something that I'm just like, I'm gonna use my work ethic and hard work and discipline and hustle and grind and focus and ego to like beat this. Once you realize that you don't need those things, then that's going to be the first step towards freedom from your compulsive behavior with pornography and masturbation. So I hope you find that helpful. Go ahead and put in an application to our free Facebook group below. Also, this Thursday, I'm hosting a free live training, 7 Secrets of Porn-Free Men. It's going to be live at 11 a.m. and again at 4 p.m. So there's a link to join that in the description below. And on this free training, I'm going to be talking about the 7 steps that my clients who have been off pornography from 2 to 5 years have used to stay porn-free. So in case you've been wondering, like, JK, you always allude to a system. What is the system? I've actually talked about the system in one of my YouTube videos. But this is a live training where you can come on live and you can ask me any questions that you may have about it. You can actually learn exactly what you need to do to be free of pornography and masturbation. So the 7 steps are actually all you need. You just get on there. I'm not selling you anything. It's something I do once in a while. So take advantage of the opportunity and learn what it takes to beat this once and for all, okay? I'm JK, your brother in this struggle. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'll see you later in the week.